What's up, guys? I know I look crazy. I thought I would do a little chit chat, get ready with me, while I talk to you guys about how my workout training is kind of changing to become a hybrid for bodybuilding and HYROX, because I'm doing a HYROX competition April 26th with my cousin in Atlanta. So I'm training for it. But also, the first week of April, I start contest prep for my bodybuilding bikini competition that I'm doing in New Jersey, July 4th. So it's taken me, so we had been on the waiting list for the HYROX for like a month and a half. And we had kind of just been doing similar workouts, not necessarily like a full-on HYROX, but just some kind of like workouts that I have put together that we could do at a gym that didn't necessarily have like a ski erg or anything like that. So I was trying to come up with exercises that would somewhat mimic the exercises in the HYROX. So we had been doing that for about a month. And then we got the email that we were accepted in from the wait list. So after we got that in, I was like, okay, I legitimately need to find out a good little mix and combo that's going to not only help me reach my goals for my competition. Little background, I have been competing since 2012 in bodybuilding competitions. I have done bikini, figure, women's physique. I have won in all of them. But my main focus right now is bikini. And every year I've come so close. And I've just not been able to attain that pro card. It's just not been my time yet. But it will. So, with that being said, I'm still trying to get that pro card. But I told my cousin I would do this HYROX with her. And even though it is really difficult, I'm loving it so far. I love it and I hate it, which means it's a good thing for me. It's definitely pushing me outside of my comfort zone. And I don't have a problem with that. I like being pushed outside my comfort zone. Last week was probably the hardest for me yet because I do not enjoy running. I used to, but I'm not a big runner anymore. It's just, I'm not conditioned for it. I've not been training to run. I do the stair mill a lot. I walk on the treadmill a lot. I just don't run. And there's a lot of running in HYROX. Like it's, like you run almost 5 miles, the whole thing. So it's like 8 sets of 1 kilometer run, and in between you have an activity. So the activity part I am fine with. Like the strength aspect I love. It's the running part that I absolutely despise. But I'm not against doing it. Like Megan's the better runner, but I'm better at the strength stuff. So we kind of balance each other out and push each other where we need to be pushed, right? Like she was pushing me during the run. Last week, I was pushing her during the strength portion and training stuff. So I've been on this quest to find something that's gonna keep me on track for my bodybuilding show, but also help me with getting better at the So one of those things is cardio. So I do 1 day a week of low intensity walking. That's just to save my legs. Today I did 15 minutes on the stair mill at a lower intensity, and then I did 15 minutes at a higher intensity and just went. I'll have a break on Wednesday. That's my rest day. Thursday, I'm going to be doing high interval training like HIIT. So I'm going to be doing like some plyometric stuff. Friday, I'm going to try to jog. And then Saturday, we do our HYROX. So that's kind of how it's going right now. And here's what I have done this week with my training. So I'm starting to do a bunch more of unilateral stuff rather than bilateral stuff. So let me tell you what I did yesterday. And I'll upload this workout if you guys want to see it. But for my lower body, I did single leg extensions. I did a B stance RDL. I did single leg press. I did walking lunges. Then I did deficit reverse lunges. I did single leg 45-degree hyperextension. I did single leg, lying leg curl, and then I finished off with abductions. And that's how it's gone. So today's workout is going to be upper body focused. Let me carve out this crooked nose. And again, I'm going to be doing a bunch of single arm stuff. So I'm going to be doing one chest movement, which is going to be a single arm chest press. One at a time, switch to the other one. Then I'm going to be doing a single arm pull down. And I think I have on there a single arm row. Then I'll also be doing a bunch of single arm shoulder movements. So a single arm shoulder press, single arm lateral, rear delt. I think I've got 4 shoulder exercises in there. Because here's the thing. I am still trying to focus on shoulders for my bodybuilding competition. My back is pretty strong and it can grow and develop on its own. Like I cannot barely do anything for my back and it explodes. So that's my only 2 exercises for that. But I am using those muscles a lot in HYROX with sled pushes, sled pulls, that type of thing, burpees, all of that, right? So I'm just going to try to be changing as much as I can in my training routine to unilateral movements. If I can do it single arm or single leg, I'm going to do it. I've read up so much on, training for HYROX and all that kind of stuff, but I also do have to keep in mind that I have a certain physique look that I'm going for in my bodybuilding show. So HYROX isn't based off of what your physique looks like, it's based off of performance. Bodybuilding isn't based off of performance, it's based off of what your physique looks like. So the good thing is that we're doing it early, and that means that, I'll have 8 weeks after this competition. I'll have 8 weeks before I actually step on stage. So I can push harder right now and go more for performance and then pull back and reassess for the last 8 weeks for physique. But right now, I just really want to find that balance between the two. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job of that. Like I said, the last 3 weeks have kind of been all over the place for me training-wise, just because I've been trying to find out a good method and what works. I had also done, what am I trying to say here? I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I had to start doing a lot of research. And I was like, okay, I need to come up with a hybrid program that's still going to keep me on track for my bodybuilding show, but also do what I need it to do for this HYROX competition. And everything that I looked at for HYROX was like, you need to be doing single leg movements, you need to be doing single arm movements, stuff like that. But single leg and single arm movements can also benefit you in the bodybuilding world, especially if you've got an imbalance somewhere. So that's what I'm doing. And this week, each week has been a little bit different for me. If you go back and you look at some of my mic'd up workouts, you'll see that. I've kind of been all over the place with trying to figure out like what the best training style is going to be for me moving forward until I can get past this HYROX competition. So I think this week I'll have it nailed down. And I think doing the unilateral movements will benefit me both in HYROX and bodybuilding. So that is the goal so far. By the way, if you have trouble doing your eyebrows like I do, get you an eyebrow stencil and then just fade it out. Get you an eyebrow stencil, powder the shit out of your eyebrows, and then take a little eyebrow comb and just smooth it out. See, boom, done. I don't have to worry about trying to make fake hairs and shit. So sorry, this takes a little bit of effort on my part. All right. Anyway. So that's kind of the rundown on how I am mixing both my bodybuilding and HYROX together. I really enjoyed the HYROX stuff so far. I've been watching tons of videos on how the competitions are run, that type of thing. I've never really done CrossFit before. I've never really done anything like HYROX before. I mean, I've done workouts that have been similar, but as far as like competing in a competition or something like that, I've not done it. But my cousin has, and she just really wanted to do it. She asked if I would do it with her, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? I mean, it's not gonna hurt me to step outside of my comfort zone, and honestly, it'll probably be good for me to do something different leading into this prep, because at this point, guys, I've done, I think I counted, and I've done like 23 or 24 national level shows. And sometimes it gets really hard and discouraging. So being able to do something different leading into a prep, I don't think is going to be a bad thing. In fact, it may just light a fire in me like I've not had in a long time. So that's what we're going for. But like I said, I've enjoyed it so far. It is very difficult. I was honestly, when I looked at it, I was not expecting the workout to be so hard, and it is. Sorry, I was looking at what purchases is that going through? I don't know. Sorry, I had my credit card notification pop up, and I'm like, what did I just buy? It's a lot more difficult than what it looks like, because when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, I got this, no problem. This is like one of my boot camp classes. No, it's not. The sled is heavy. The sled pull is heavy. I think those are the two that knock my legs out the most. And Megan and I really need to come up with a good strategy of when we need to push our run and maybe when we need to pull back. I'm thinking the first run we do, we go hard. And then, what is that? What do we do after that? It's not anything crazy. I can't remember. But first run, ski erg. So first run, we go hard, we do the ski erg. The second 2 runs, I think we should go lighter or pace ourselves down, because those are the sled push and the sled pull. And like I said, that bitch is heavy. So I don't know, we're still coming up with strategies and game plans, and we're trying different stuff at this point. So we're just gonna see what works and what doesn't. Like I said, she is better at the run part. I'm better at the strength part. So we do have a pretty good balance, because we can push each other where we need to be pushed. All right, hold on. Whoa. I went a little bit hard on that, but now for her training. So if you don't know, I'm a health and wellness coach. I work with clients out of my own private studio. My studio does not have all the stuff that we need to do this. We've been doing it at UFC. But throughout the week, she's been doing like runs and rower and stuff like that to get better on that aspect. And then when she trains with me, I'm going to start doing unilateral stuff with her for the strength stuff as well. Because that's only going to help us both. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to do this little get ready with me and chit chat. Wow, I cannot get these brushes after using my brush holder. And to fill you guys in on like how I'm making these workouts work for both of these goals that I have. And initially when I had agreed to do this HYROX, I wasn't necessarily fully committed. I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. We'll just go out there and we'll do whatever. But I'm also super competitive, and so is Megan. So now we're both like, no, like we want to go out there and we want to kill it. And look, I know we can only do our best. You can't control who you go up against or who shows up. But we both want to kill it. We both want to do the best that we can possibly do. So while this is definitely a new adventure for me, I'm really trying to embrace it. And it's really going to get my cardio kicked off in the right direction, especially for contest prep. I had dropped a little bit of weight before I knew we were going to do the HYROX, just to make it easier for me going into contest prep. I dropped just like 5 pounds. But now I'm actually having to eat a bit more calories just because I burned so much on that HYROX day. And I'm still maintaining my 5-pound loss pretty well, but I have upped my food quite a bit. Really just on that HYROX day. And I have to make sure I go in fully fueled, because 2 weeks ago when I did it, kind of miscalculated my food timing, and my blood sugar dropped 3/4 of the way through the workout. And I had to run and get food, get a protein bar and some stuff from the counter, and scarf it down while I was on the treadmill. And I also had to pull back my run, and I was doing like a brisk walk at 4.0. But I was able to make it through the workout. But I'll say I did much better on my timing and stuff for last week's workout, and I felt pretty strong. I mean, not on the run, but I felt pretty strong the whole way through. I think it was the second to the last exercise, I was like, well, there goes my blood sugar again. And it did kind of start dropping a little bit, but I was able to push through because I knew we only had like 2 more exercises to do and we were done. So it's gonna be weird on race day. I think I'm gonna take like sugar cubes with me. Some people take honey or whatever, but I think I'm gonna take sugar cubes. Anyway, here we are. Makeup look is done. And I'm about to work with some FaceTime clients. And then go get this upper body workout in. I've already done my cardio this morning. So once I get this workout in, all I have to worry about doing is coming back home, taking a shower, and hanging out for the rest of the day with my dogs. Here we are. So that's it. Oh, let me do this ratchet ponytail real quick. This ponytail is looking sad. Sad little ponytail right here. Looks better than it did though. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out with me on this Get Ready. I hope you enjoyed this talk. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are on the little hybrid bodybuilding HYROX method that I'm trying to come up with.